Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Alrighty, how are we doing here today, the Half Moon? I can't hear you guys. How are we doing today, the Half Moon? Alright, we've got a treat for you guys today. We've got the strongest finals that has ever been at this gym, possibly maybe anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to announce all the finalists out one by one. Can I start with Chris Bevavino, as local. Up next we've got Valerie Chow. We've got another ex-local, Taylor Treadgold. And we've got Devin Achilles. And Ben Blackmore. Rebecca Vincent. Vincent Sablish. Maddie Gruber. Jesse Gruber, Carrie Scott, Ben Hanna, Julia Talbot, Kai Leitner, Willie Canavan, and Nathaniel Coleman. How do these guys look to you? They look pretty strong? We've got some of the strongest climbers in this country. I don't think you guys understand the caliber of the human beings that are standing in front of you right now. So what we're going to do, we are going to drop this tarp. These finalists are going to get a look at their routes, and then we are going to get started with this final round. Are we ready? Not yet, not yet. Alright, you guys can take a peek now. You can start the 5-minute timer. We've got our climbers working out the bottom sequence. Stop is going. The men's route is the yellow on the left, women's is red on the right. How do they look to you guys? Good? Hard? We've got 3 minutes left of this preview. For these climbers, this will be their last look until they attempt this.
All right, thanks for tuning in. As you can see, the climbers are getting their preview of the finals here. The men's route is the yellow route, and the ladies' route is the red. We're here at the Edge Half Moon. Glad you tuned in. Some of the strongest competitors we have ever had at this gym are out. Actually, some of the strongest competitors that anybody has ever had are here today. In the field, we have Jesse Grouper, we have Kai Leitner, Ben Hanna, Kerry Scott from Butora.
3, 2, 1. We need everybody but our first 2 climbers.
Nathaniel Coleman has joined us today and finished first in qualifiers, so he will be the final competitor out tonight. The preview has wrapped up for the climbers. And our first competitor is going to be Chris Bevino, a local from the Edge. Hopefully today I'll be able to drag in a bunch of people to talk about the qualities and what they think about the climbing here.
We will get this show on the road. Let's hear it for our first Edge local, Chris Bevino. Chris is from Tom Hannock. He just graduated and finished with his associate's degree. He trains, well, he doesn't train, at least according to this. California. Proudest accomplishment is missing the pad every time he goes bouldering. His spirit animal is a wild Mustang with its mane flowing in the breeze. He started climbing in 2012 with a question mark. And his favorite aspect of climbing is the momentum shift.
All right, here we go with our first climber, Chris Bavino, hopping on men's final. Let me tell you, Kingdom Climbing provided all these holds for this climb and the women's climb. Major sponsor for us, Kingdom Climbing, for this comp.
Come on, Chris.
All right, Chris made a few clips up. He's into the first hard Finster move.
Come on, Chris.
There he goes. Nice move. Come on, Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Come on, buddy. Making it look easy.
Doesn't matter.
Good effort for Chris Bavino. Let's hear it.
Nice work by Chris. He has made it 4 clips in.
We have Valerie from Ithaca. Is not in school currently. Under the category "Where do you train?" she just wrote ... No major sponsors. Favorite foods are potato chips and anything her mom cooks. Coolest place she's traveled to is the motherland, Taiwan.
Heath, pull it down the other way.
Her spirit animal is Chris Sharma. Anybody else?
Quick.
Started climbing in about 2012 for a PE class. Favorite aspect of climbing is being outside with an amazing view, the company, and the craziness. Let's hear it for Val.
Our first female out, Valerie Shao from Ithaca, New York. She's a local hard outdoor climber.
Come on, guys. We need more noise out of you. There's a lot of you.
So if you have a peek at what she's climbing on, the holds that were sent over from Kingdom Climbing for the Avalanche series and the Fragment series. So that's the majority of what these women are going to be climbing on.
Up next, we've got another Edge local.
Actually, that's all they're going to be climbing on with some feet included.
I know him as the Beagle. From Boysville, trains here. Favorite food is pizza. Looks like he eats a lot of pizza. Coolest place he's traveled to is Chattanooga, Tennessee. His spirit animal, he has Pitbull, but we're really thinking it's Beagle. Started climbing in 2011. Let's hear it for Taylor as he finishes tying in.
All right, Taylor Treadgold up. Another Edge local.
He needs your guys' help. As soon as he gets on that wall, I want to hear you guys going absolutely nuts.
Mainly a boulderer, but was convinced by the staff and climbing community to come on out for this comp and give it a go, and definitely put on a good show in qualifiers.
Come on, Taylor.
Hopefully he'll be able to pull out some of that bouldering strength
I want to hear you guys. I can hardly
for a
hear
few
you
more
down here.
than 10, 12 moves.
Come on, Taylor. Looking good, dude. Come on.
Looks like he's moving fast, probably a little worried about getting pumped.
Come on, Taylor. Don't die out on me here, guys. We need your help.
So what the men have here to climb on from Kingdom Climbing are the Finsters and the Wafers and a number of phenomenal feet. As a purchaser here for Climbing Holds at the Edge, I love Kingdom feet. They have great variety of shape, and they pour the argon, so you know their quality. Little struggle making that clip. Oh.
Come on, Taylor.
Oh, he's going to give it another go in a different direction. Man, that kid is strong. Trying to make that clip. He's struggling. He's going to back it up, try the right hand again.
Come on, Taylor.
Come on. There we go. There we go.
Come on, Taylor.
Oh, that's a first.
Let's hear it for Taylor.
First go out to that big wafer. It's a big move out there.
Up next, we've got Devin from Shelburne, Vermont.
We definitely knew that move was going to throw a few.
Petroclips. Favorite food is pasta. Coolest place she's traveled to is the Bahamas. Her spirit animal is a koala. Started climbing when she was 9 years old. Her
Devin
favorite
Achilles,
aspect of climbing
next up for the
is
ladies.
climbing.
Pulling on
Let's hear it for
to
Devin.
this Kingdom
She's on the wall.
red route. So each one of these climbers got to choose the song that they're climbing to. So I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but hopefully this.
Come on, Devin. Let's hear it for Devin. Up next, we have Ben Blackmore. He's still got to work on getting tied in.
So Devin was
A
from
little bit about Ben. He's
Upper
from
Vermont,
Charlotte,
Burlington
Vermont.
area, and now we have Ben Blackmore, also from Vermont.
In a row. They must be creating crushers out there. I don't know what they're doing. Major sponsors, Evolve and Data Labs. Why don't we give them a shout out? Favorite food is burritos. Coolest place he's traveled to is Half Moon, New York. Well done. His proudest accomplishment is the Cinnamon Challenge. His spirit animal is a gecko. Started climbing in 2013, and his favorite aspect of climbing is sending. That's what we like to hear. Let's see Ben.
All right, so Ben Blackmore here
Let's
from
see
Vermont.
him.
Look,
Come on, Ben.
still in the youth circuit. I believe he's moving on to nationals for bouldering in just a few weeks. And
Ben Blackmore.
I think he's in the A category for the youth circuit.
Looking strong, Ben. Come on.
I know he certainly sends hard. Sent some V10s with some of our
Come
local
on, Ben.
climbers here. Met up in Vermont, Smuggler's Notch, and projected some of the great V10s up in the notch. Let's see how he does on a rope. Most of these climbers, admittedly, are in the midst of bouldering season as the Nationals are coming up just next weekend for Open and the following for Youth. But they were willing to give it a go for the 10K cash purse we put out here at the Edge Half Moon for the Leader Revival Comp. All right, he made that big iron cross move, reached out. Let's see if he can match in. Oh, he can't get in the match in.
Let's hear it for Ben Blackmore.
Great go from Ben Blackmore.
Up next, from Palo Alto, California, we've got Rebecca Vincent.
Rebecca Vincent
Training out of the Lindsay Climbing Center
is
in Planet Granite
stepping
in Sunnyvale.
into the women's climb.
Major sponsors also
She goes to
her mom.
Cornell University here in New York,
Favorite foods
but
are
is from
Cheerios,
California.
guacamole. Spirit animal is a raccoon, probably. Started climbing in 2005, going to school at Cornell. Let's hear it for Rebecca. Come on, Rebecca.
All right, pulling on. There we go.
I want to hear some more noise out of you guys. They did it the whole way. Come on, Rebecca.
Yeah, she's making progress up here. She's got making that third clip.
Rebecca, let's hear it.
All right, we're getting into this meat of this climb.
Now, I don't know if you guys can see, but they do have a time limit. Come on, Rebecca.
Oh,
Let's hear it for Rebecca.
making that big move up to the avalanche. And just
We
followed.
have our third Edge local, Vincent Savage from Wayne, New York. He trains here at the Edge and at Rocksport, sponsored by Asana. Favorite food is chocolate cannolis.
Vincent Sablich, local here, stepping up to men's one.
Accomplishment is getting to
Men's
final
final?
at
I don't know
nationals.
why I said men's one.
His spirit animal is his dog Cody. Started climbing 6 years ago when he was 10 years old.
Vincent is 16,
15
also on the youth
is 16
circuit.
months or two. He's a youngin. Favorite aspect of climbing is tension, and he made me read this part. He says he hates the Patriots. Go Jags.
I don't know if you heard that. Vincent is a big Jaguars fan. A little upset that the Patriots took him out last week.
Come on, buddy.
I honestly am not upset. I am a Pats fan. Please don't turn your live stream off because you heard that.
Come on, Vincent.
We're moving pretty quickly through these first few climbers. There are 8 climbers for men and 8 climbers for women that made it through the finals.
Come Grouper.
All right. We are moving into the groupers. 2 in a row.
Everywhere.
We've got Maddie Grouper up next for the ladies, and right after Maddie, we'll have Jessie Grouper.
She once rescued a baby squirrel who'd been knocked out of his nest in a hurricane. Aww. Spirit animal is a narwhal. Started climbing 10 plus years ago.
We got a few minutes here as she ties in. So hopefully in a few minutes we will have a real treat with Connie Leitner joining us in the booth. I asked her to join us as Kai climbs. She was a little hesitant about that, but we hope that she has a good time in here. I'm pretty sure that you guys will have a good time.
Come on, Maddie.
But let's focus on Maddie Grouper. Here she goes.
Come on, Maddie. Come on, Maddie. Let's stay behind her. Come on. Come on, Maddie.
Let's see if Maddie Group can make this big move out to the volumes. Pretty powerful Gaston too. There she goes. She got the first one. A little bit different sequence than we just saw. But she made it. She pulled in. She's going to make that clip. There she goes.
Come on, Maddie.
She chose to go with the undercling rather than the Gaston, but hey, it's working for her. Let's see if she makes this big power move up.
Let's hear it. Come on, Maddie.
Yeah, there she got. She got it. That is not a jug. It's a big hold, but not quite a jug. She's wrestling with it.
Come on, Maddie.
Into the crimp and make the clip. Very nice. All right. That's our high point for tonight for the ladies.
Come on, Maddie.
Not sure if you notice, the clips, the quick draws that we asked them to clip are marked with their color tape around them. So there's a draw right in front of her, but she wasn't supposed to clip it. So that's a yellow marked draw for the men's route. Good progress for Maddie Grouper. All right, so we have Maddie Grouper, and now we have Jessie Grouper.
Maddie's brother. Also from Montclair, New Jersey. Surprise, surprise. Currently
Brother-sister team. Jessie goes to Tufts. Obviously a super strong climber. I'm sure many of you know of him.
Tree and Sterling Rope. His spirit animal is a duck. Started climbing when he was 6 years old. Let's hear it for Jessie Grouper, the happiest man on earth.
There we go, Jessie. Jessie always has a smile, ear to ear. Always fun to have out here. He's come to many collegiate comps here and just demolished everything we set for him. Today, we set a little bit harder. knowing that we had Nathaniel, Coleman, Kyle Leitner, Jesse Gruber, Ben Hanna all coming out.
Super smooth, Jesse. Come on, buddy.
I will not be surprised if he gets real high on this route. These guys are playing for big cash tonight. So the 10 grand split up, 5 for men, 5 for women, with the winner taking home a quarter of that, $2,500. All right, here's where the route starts to tune up.
I need more out of you guys. Come on, let's stay high. Keep it going. Come on, Jesse.
So Jesse finished second last year at Nationals. Oh, it makes that move over smooth, and there we go. He's locked in. Makes it look easy.
Come on, Jesse.
Those Finsters, he's going to wrestle some Finsters for a few moves.
Jesse.
What do I do with my feet here, he says. Oh, thought about making a clip, but I realized we did not want him to make that clip. All right, he's gone. Trying to figure out what to do.
Come on, Jesse.
Here we go, big move. Oh. Makes the jump and doesn't catch it, but a good attempt. That is a big jump move. Pretty sure everyone's going to have to make that jump unless they can really crush that left hand pinch. That is not a good pinch. It's about the worst pinch in the series that we placed there on that angle. Carrie's very excited about the North Carolina Tar Heels and arguing with our announcer about the Tar Heels basketball team. Carrie made the trip up from North Carolina. She is a Butura-sponsored athlete.
Proudest accomplishment is a 514A called Coltrane. Her spirit animal is a sloth or Sterling Prince. Started climbing when she was 8 years old, and her favorite aspect of climbing are all the people that she meets.
All right, seems like she's waiting for the announcer to give all the info about her.
For Carrie Scott.
Oh, maybe she was waiting for a song to come on. Here it comes. She has sent 514A. She was excited about that as her proudest accomplishment. And she got some real hype music going here.
I don't even need to try to get you guys out to this song play. Come on, Barry.
We did have good separation for the men and the women in qualifiers, so we are excited about a good show tonight. We shouldn't have to worry about declaring a winner at the end of the night. Should not be an issue.
Come on, Carrie.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if you saw with her left hand, she flipped it a little bit awkwardly, but it worked for her. She moves through, chooses the undercling route method. As you can see, hanging from her is one of those 8B plus chalk bags. 8B was a sponsor for tonight's comp, sending out some prizes for us. We're excited about those.
Come on, Carrie.
Some of our other sponsors, Butura, as I mentioned, she is a Butura-sponsored athlete, and Butura hooked us up with 8 pairs of shoes for the different category winners. This comp today was not just for the pros. We had a beginner division, an intermediate division for top rope and lead, and an advanced division also leading. So we had a good time out here this afternoon, and this morning these guys, the pros, climbed from 10 to 1, had a nice long break. They got to eat a Chipotle lunch that was donated just for that cause. Chipotle was happy to send these guys over some burritos. Carrie's high on this route. There she goes. She's definitely past the high point of the last climber. Sinks a nice heel in for a little bit of a shake. I want to thank some of our photography crew. Some local photographers here have donated their time on these cameras tonight. Brad Wenskowski Photography and Keith Banta Photography.
Come on, Carrie.
Looks like she's approaching a big move here. She's going to have to slap right hand to that big sloper. It's an upside down avalanche screwed onto a volume. Not too bad. She's got to get that. Yeah, that move up left hand into the smaller undercling jug. Probably see feet rip. Who knows? She might keep them on. Oh, just falls. Going for that undercling jug.
Let's hear it for Carrie Scott.
Good go for Carrie Scott.
Up next, we have Ben Hanna from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Ben Hanna from New Mexico.
Major sponsors are Butora, Granici, Maxim Rose.
She's a Butura-sponsored athlete. Butura sent out both Carrie and Ben. Looks like we're going shirtless for this. But hey, that's it.
Coolest place he's traveled to is Austria. His spirit animal is the Hulk. I mean, look at this kid. Started climbing when he was 3 years old. Let's hear it for Ben Hanna, everybody.
All right, let's see how Ben does on this. Looks like he's interested in climbing real fast through these bottom moves. I'm guessing that seems to be the preferred method of attack for the pros. You saw Jesse climb real fast through the bottom. They want to get to the hard moves. Gotta maybe find a place to get a shake. These guys do have a time limit, 5 minutes, and they would time out if they went beyond 5 minutes. We're not going to keep that. We're not going to put the time that they finish at all on their scorecard because we had good separation in the qualifiers. But we do want to keep the show rolling. We don't want anybody finding a giant rest and camping out on it forever, so we're just going to keep the show rolling.
Nice, Ben. Come on.
Ben making room to match in. This is a difficult match in. There you go. The foot comes off, but he sticks it. Grabs the undercling screwed on under there. Screwed onto that biggest wafer 2.0. Time to wrestle some Finsters on a bad angle. He's just going to say, forget it with the feet and just campus through. Finding the feet not quite to be what he wanted. He'll just campus around. Why not? All right. It's time for this big move out. Let's see. No, 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 unclip. Judge is going to let him keep climbing as long as he unclips that clip. Like I said, there are some that they are not to clip, as the first move is out left from there, so that would make a serious rope drag situation. He has certainly gassed himself on these Finsters. They are not easy.
Come on, Ben.
I can't believe he's crushing that left hand. That is, like I said before, the hardest hold in the series. And he's just finding some rest. Trying to figure out the best way to attack this move. And she is
Come on, Julia.
asking to pass on the invitation to come into the booth. We'll grant her that. She told me before she's a little nervous when he's climbing. But Julia made quick work at the bottom of this climb. Let's see how she wrestles these Finsters. Oh, sorry, not the Finsters, the Avalanche.
Come on, Julia.
Into that fragment crimp right by the Kingdom climbing sign, posted high on the routes. Couple of crimps
Come on, Julia.
through those fragments. Makes the clip. Getting gassed.
Come on, Julia.
She's pulling. She's settled in. All right. It's a hard move out. Oh, she's going to. Made the jump without the clip. That's fine. Good go. So Carrie Scott did get her hand on the biggest Avalanche up there, screwed onto the volume. So Carrie Scott is still 1 point ahead of Julia.
Next we have Kai Leitner from Fayetteville, North Carolina, training currently in Boston, Massachusetts, sponsored by Adidas, Cliff Bar, Black Diamond, Evolve, Blue Water Ropes.
Kai's got a lot of sponsors there. Taking the announcer a few minutes to get through all the sponsors.
Coolest place he's traveled to is Spain. Proudest accomplishment is winning the World Championship.
He won the World Championship. Wow. We're excited to have him here. I'm really excited to see him on this route.
His favorite aspect of climbing is the feeling of going up. Let's hear it for Kai Leitner, everybody.
Kai is typically a slow and methodical climber, so he was a little concerned about that 5-minute cap on his route.
Come on, Kai.
Talking to Connie, his mom, earlier today, and talking just about how long his limbs are, and he's really had to adjust as he grew into those limbs. She likes to say he's in uncharted territory with the length of his body in association with climbing. There are not many climbers that long with a 6'9" reach. He's not 6'9", but he's got a real positive ape. Makes that move across look easy.
Come on, Kai.
So these feet are going to be real high for him. He made that other move really easily. Maybe he's just kind of not going to use the feet. Just campus.
Come on, Kai.
Let's see if he can find any sort of footwork for this move. He's still able to smear. Oh, hits the volume. Oh, amazing. That was ridiculous. Oh, he gives reaches out to the crowd.
Come on, Kai.
Waves to the crowd. The route is not over, but he's able to get a shake here with a toe hook. It'll be very interesting if Nathaniel reads that slap to the volume. Nathaniel did peak Kai in the qualifying round by about, it was just actually movement, I think.
Come on, Kai.
No, it was a few holds. I'm looking at the qualifying route to my right here, remembering who fall where, and Nathaniel got, I believe, 3 moves farther than Kai. So, in order to win this comp and the 2,500, Kai is going to have to
looking good, Kai. Keep it going, man.
possibly top this route. He's found a rest. He's going to take his time. He was concerned about that 5 minutes, like I said.
Come on, Kai. Come on, Kai.
Reels it in. Making this look easy.
Come on, Kai.
Yeah. Let's see how he does on these. He's going to go for the match under on the reach up. He's got a few pinches left. See if he remembers that volume is a good foot. Oh, going for the final hole. What a show. What a show. Incredible go from Kai.
And in parentheses, I'm sorry, Vincent, it says go Pats.
Oh, we got another Pats fan.
She trains at Metro
Lily Canavan.
Sponsored by Vermici and
Stepping up next from
Favorite
Vermont.
foods are mac and cheese, pancakes, muffins and ice cream. Sounds like a real climber diet. Coolest place she traveled to is Arco, Italy. Proudest accomplishment is semifinals at the 2017 Vail World Cup. Her spirit animal is a turtle. Started climbing when she was 10 years old, and her favorite part of climbing is fun time with friends. Let's hear it for Lily Canavan!
All right, Lily Canavan stepping up. The final woman on this route. Let's see if she can make it past Carrie Scott's high point of that slap to the screwed on giant hold. Avalanche. I believe it's probably the king size. There's still a bigger one, the emperor size, all the way at the top of the wall. I don't know if you've seen it as a finish hold. But Kingdom Climbing puts out these giant holds in the series. They are really fun to climb on. You know, I haven't mentioned today our partner for this comp was Love 146, and they are an organization that is fighting child sex trafficking across the nation. Not a fun topic to think about, but we thought that the climbing community would be really excited about getting behind them, as we believe they are. This climbing community is concerned about social justice, and they are fighting one of the greatest injustices. But let's get back to climbing.
Come on, Lily.
Was making great work of this climb, taking her time. Oh, look at that split. Helps her reach that big. There we go. She moves right through the big one to the fragment to make the clip.
Come on, Lily.
That one by her waist is probably the queen size, I would guess. I would talk more about the setters of this comp. We had some great help. They were the setters from the climbing gym here, the Chaff Moon, plus a few good old friends. Evan Race stepped in for a few days to help us out. Oh, Lily falls early.
Let's hear it for Lily Canavan.
She still may get third place out of that.
Last finalist of the night.
Can't recall.
Nathaniel Coleman from Murray, Utah.
Nathaniel Coleman has been crushing this year. He steps up here after winning all 4 of the National Cup bouldering comps.
Coolest place he's traveled to is Fontainebleau, France. Let me live, guys. Come on. His proudest accomplishment is second place at the Vail World Cup.
He looks like he's rearing to go. He's having a look at the route.
His spirit animal is an ibex or a mountain goat.
Just last weekend, he was out here for the Dark Horse Series, won that. I think he completed every route they put before him, as did Jesse Grouper, but Nathaniel did him in fewer falls.
Is the mindset required for max effort. Let's hear it for Nathaniel Coleman to wrap up the 2018 League Revival. Come on,
Nathaniel is a crusher on boulders. Skipped last year's Open Nationals. Let's see if he's trying to